Okay, so we talked to Mr. Sellers there for a little while, and
Wilson,
yeah.
when I leave, I'm gonna bolt this door
Okay.
because I don't. Did we ever get a key or anything for?
I was going to text Danny.
He's already gone anyway.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll lock it and then put a wedge in it. Maybe they'll kick.
Oh yeah.
When they leave.
Yeah, we can always do that method, and they can just keep it propped until they leave. Whoever the last person is can leave.
Yeah.
There comes Austin's dad, I think, or is that Eric Laney?
Can't tell who it is.
Couldn't tell the camo through me.
Yeah. I can't see him.
So there's Cassidy and Clayton's dad coming in.
How are we?
Good.
Pretty
Pretty good, you alright?
New phone?
New phone.
Yeah. We're selling tickets for a new phone. We're selling tickets for.
All kinds of stuff.
If we sell up to $500, they're giving away a droid.
So anyway, that's Mr. Sellers. And I'm going to go back over here, read some more third grade stories, because they're pretty darn good. I'm enjoying them. Set the old lamp down, and the roof is getting slick up here. So as they say, don't try this at home. This roof is very slick. Last story I read was Callie's, I think. And this one is stapled together, but it's stapled together backwards. Oh, that must be Callie's finished draft. Okay, I'll put that over there and try not to lose it, in case Mrs. Wilson hasn't, or Mrs. Cook hasn't graded that. Here's one by Summer. Summer Wright. I wish it was summertime. I love summertime. I'm not a fan of cold weather, and it is cold. Alright, this is Summer's story. One night, Mr. Wilson got on the roof. He had a sleeping bag, some snacks, and I do have a pack of crackers, a stuffed animal. I don't have any stuffed animals, but that's okay. Then he had his phone, and he called his mother and said, "I'm on Martins Creek School. I'm going to sleep on the roof." He got off the phone and heard a sound. He was so scared. It was a snake. "Oh no," he said. He looked at the floor and he spotted it. He ran to his sleeping bag. He got his phone and he called Mr. Sellers, of course. When he got there, he brought a leaf blower. That's interesting. Then Mr. Sellers went home, and Mr. Wilson was not scared after all. He went to bed. When Mr. Wilson woke up and Mr. Sellers picked him up, he went into the school and said, "That was the best day ever. I'm going to do it again someday." So not a bad story there from Summer. It's the second appearance of a snake, but believe you me, I prefer snakes to mice and probably to bats. And by the way, Summer's handwriting is unbelievably neat. Let me show you that. See her handwriting there? Very easy to read even in the dark. So good job, Summer. This next story is from Daisy Vale. One night, my principal spent the night on top of the school. Mr. Wilson was cold. Okay, that's an accurate detail right there. He was sick. When he got a cold, Mr. Sellers gave him some Sprite and some hot dogs. When he got done with sleeping on the roof, he saw something. Before he went to sleep on top of the school roof, he read a big book. It was about monkeys jumping on the roof and eating pink candy. The monkeys were drinking milk and water. The monkeys slept in a monkey. The monkey slipped in and a monkey hopped home. The monkey got to go to a playground at school, and they felt sad without their mom. They ate pink candy. They went to their home and went to bed at their home. They took a bath before they went to bed, and they ate some bananas at home. Pretty good story, interesting story. Turned out to be more about the monkeys than about me, which that's more interesting to me. I enjoyed the monkeys. How many of these? Looks like I got quite a few of these left. I'm going to take a look at my battery, see how much time is on there. Oh yeah, I got plenty of battery time. This one's from Isaiah, also extremely neat handwriting. Okay, Mr. Wilson spent the night on the roof. He had a sleeping bag and a bear, I think, and a teddy bear. He settled down. The sun was setting. It was getting cold. He said, "I hope bats don't come out." Then he got in his sleeping bag and he went to sleep. He woke up at night. He was hungry. He said, but there's no food. I thought I had some." So he went hungry. It was very late. He screamed, "Ouch! Something bit me. Ah, a bat!" He screamed. He took his phone out. No, it took his phone out, and it flew side to side and up and down and again in a circle. Finally, the bat flew away and roped it, but it landed in his car. He said, "Joke's on you, dumb bat. Ha ha ha." The end. Good story from Isaiah. And I outsmarted the bat, so that makes me look good in the story. This one's from Robbie. One night my principal spent the night on top of the roof of the school. Mr. Wilson got settled on the school roof. He got his red sleeping bag, a blue tent, and a green radio. That's the first time we've had descriptive details like that in any of these stories, so that's good that he's showing us where we can visualize the story. He climbed up, then he turned on the green radio. It was set on rock. It was very loud. The wind pushed hard that night. The ladder fell. That's actually something I have worried about, if the ladder falls over during the night. But it's pretty still right now. It hit the ground. Boom! It was the ladder. Then his music. It was the ladder. Then he looked for his cell phone. He left it in his black truck. That's accurate. He was going to call Mr. Sellers, but he was stuck on the roof of the school. Then he had to use the bathroom. That's not good. Soon Mr. Travis realized that he'd forgotten there was a leak in the closet of first grade, in the first grade closet. Then, after he fixed the leak, he put up the ladder. Mr. Wilson used the bathroom and got off the roof and slept. So that was pretty good. So Mr. Travis was doing some plumbing work, and in that process he realized the ladder had fallen, and he helped me down, and I got to use the bathroom after I got off the roof, hopefully. This one is from Mason. Mason. Yeah, Mason Thrasher. One night, my principal spent the night on top of the school. Soon he was fast asleep. 1 hour later, a raccoon climbed up the side of the school. Mr. Wilson did not know the raccoon was there. Mr. Wilson had his cell phone with him. He decided to call Mr. Sellers. "Can you come get this raccoon off the school?" I'll do my Mr. Sellers impersonation here. "Yes, I will come get the raccoon off the roof." Not too good. I'll have to work on that impression. Mr. Sellers got his fire truck. He does have access to a fire truck. He got his ladder and he climbed up it. He got the raccoon off the roof. Mr. Wilson was so happy that the raccoon was off the roof. Mr. Sellers felt good that he got the raccoon off the roof. "Thank you for getting the raccoon off the roof," Mr. Wilson said. Mr. Travis got an award for Mr. Sellers. Mr. Sellers was so happy. Soon they all went home. So Mr. Travis showed up in that story to give Mr. Sellers an award. Interesting detail. Here's somebody pulling into the parking lot. I wonder what time it is. It's actually not that late at all. It's about 8 o'clock, I think. Okay, this one is from Austin. One night, my principal decided to sleep on the roof of the school. After 10 minutes, he got settled in. He started reading a book, but then he heard a buzz. "A swarm of bees," he cried, but he luckily had packed bug spray, and he killed the bees. He started to read his book again. Then he went to sleep during the night. He heard something. It was a bat, and the bat said, "Hello, what's your name?" "Mr. Wilson," he said, "how are you?" The bat said, "I was fine till you woke me up." I don't know if I've got the bat and me confused here, I think. "Sorry, I'll go away," the bat said. "Wait," and somebody's hollering at me down there. "Wait, you want some s'mores? Some marshmallows? Sure, I'll make a fire. Okay. You want to be friends? Sure," said the bat. "Then you teach the kids how you go to sleep, you eat." See you guys. See you tomorrow. Yep, I'm reading some 3rd grade stories here. It's not too bad. It's not too bad right now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Austin. Your stories are going pretty good, but I didn't want to keep ignoring them. "Sure," said the bat. "You teach the kids how you go to sleep, what you eat." You teach the kids how you grow, how you sleep, what you eat. So the bat is going to teach about himself. "Okay, I will, Hope. See you tomorrow." "Hey, Hope." "Yes, Hope." "No, I'm good. Thank you, though." Let's see. "Yeah," the bat said, "you know about how I'm nocturnal, how I can hear bugs from 5 miles away," the bat said. This bat's pretty cool. The end. Alright. I actually like the dialogue in that story a whole lot. I'm going to have to ask Mrs. Cook if I can make some copies of some of these stories, because I really like that twist with the bat. This one is from Caleb. One night, Mr. Wilson slept on the roof. It was a foggy night. He brought a tent and a flashlight and some hot dogs. And you know what? I forgot my flashlight. It's not even up here. And I definitely don't have any hot dogs. He made a fire and he ate the hot dogs. Then he saw a tarantula. That's not good. And he got his bat and he ran the tarantula away. Then he went back to sleep. I wish I had a bat up here for protection, but maybe I won't need it. I don't have a baseball bat. And I don't see any bats in the air, but there are a lot of bugs flying around my lamp. I hope that doesn't attract bats. I'm still recording. I just want to make sure. Okay. This one is from Clayton Laney this time, not Clayton R. One night, my principal slept on the roof. He got a sleeping bag, a tent, a broom, a radio, and a water bed. That's pretty nice. Then the water bed busted. That's not good. And he fell through the roof, and he called Mr. Sellers and said, Hey, I'm hurt." Mr. Sellers gets him up, and Mr. Wilson got back on the roof. Then the water was left on the roof, and it froze. That's a good story from Clayton. I'm going to press pause for a little bit here.